Hey everyone, thank you for joining me and thank you for all your lovely comments on my videos. I truly appreciate it and love reading them. Today I am going to make a little tag for that page. I am still using this recycled piece of, what is this? Cardstock, yeah. It's a piece of cardstock that didn't print out right. So I'm going to use that as my tag. And I'm selecting several pieces of paper to cover over it. This one was a digital, and the other piece is something from a paper pack. And normally I tear up all the edges. I'm trying to do a little bit different. Sometimes straight, sometimes torn, just to see how it looks. And I want to cover all of the cardstock, just to hide the misprint. I'm going to save the back side for, to write on. And while I'm tearing this up, I'm kind of thinking through what piece do I want straight, what piece do I want crooked, how will it look, and I don't want it too wonky. If you do too many, cappy wonkas, it doesn't look right. So this is what's going through my mind. And I selected this little girl, or a woman, and for the blue color, because on the opposite side of this page, I've got the blue ink, so I wanted to coordinate with that. And then I was just seeing which little doily piece I wanted to use. Actually, I think they call this a motif because that little crocheted piece on the bottom, they usually use a bigger hook and make a tablecloth or a large doily out of it. So I have fun, searching through YouTube, all the crochet patterns to see what would look nice. And in between making a page, I'll go ahead and crochet something, to keep me busy and just add a little something special to the journals, handmade. And at the last minute, I see this little piece staring at me. I'm like, oh, I can add some blue color to the writing pages. A lot of it gets covered up, but when you see pieces peeking through, it just helps give it that layered look that I guess doesn't make it look flat. I'm going to use that word a lot but now. Once I found out that's what was missing in my project, things look flat. So I got to use different shades and different layers, different textures, and that just helps make things look pretty, right? And of course, I'm not gauging where to glue, so I have all that excess glue hanging off the sides, which is okay, because nothing's going to stick to this glass mat, right? So there I am thinking, well, just a little bit of a tilt, and this one could use more of a tilt. Sometimes I add the glue before I realize, oh, I was supposed to add this. I do that a lot. So she just needed a little shading in a couple of areas. Now these are really quick, once you just go through your stash and see what you have and just start layering. I always have like a plan A, which is, what I think I'm going to use. Then it turns to plan B, and then plan C is, see how it turns out, and plan D is done. This is what finally came out of it. Because once you start laying things down, then you can really see how things are looking, and then just go with it. And a lot of times I just simply forget what I had planned. and just go with it. So here I'd cut off too many flowers, and I'm going to go with the rule of 3 finally. I'm not going to break this rule today. And I'm going to use just the 3 flowers. I'm such a rebel, I know. Sometimes 3 looks good, sometimes 2 looks good. So break the rules when you want to. And then I realized that I forgot this piece of fabric, and it was just right there, but it was out of sight. So I decided just to glue it on the left. I wanted a little extra texture there. And at first I was gonna do it straight, and then I realized, no, give it some texture and scrunch it up, ruffle it up. And I have planned to use that for the inside of the cover. We'll see. Once things finally get done, I may change my mind on how I'm going to do the cover. But right now I do plan on using fabric on the inside and outside. And I even changed my mind once I lay down or attach the tag to the paper. That paper clip is just too big and it wants to cover her face, so I go and use a smaller paper clip. Then I remembered that I have this shade of blue on these little bling blings, and I decided to add that just to give it a little bit more bling, I guess you call it. And I was determined to pick up that glue this time. Normally it always comes off without the glue, and I was like, no, this time I'm grabbing it. So this is it. See, I only sped this video up 1.5 times, so it really doesn't take long. Just, pick and see where it takes you and have fun. So thank you for watching, and y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.